So my name is Paul Carthy. I look after Accenture's resources business in the Middle East region, which is all of our oil and gas and chemicals work here in the UAE. Sure, absolutely. Yeah, we're very excited about this year. We've been here for the last 2 years, but I think it's got even bigger this year for 2019. And we're here to really talk about three things. With the big event around Oil and Gas 4.0, we're doing three key things. The first one is a strategic roundtable around the circular economy and how plastics is going to be affected and how that helps the oil and gas industry in the future, and the big concept around recycling more and environment, etc. The second thing is actually we're partnering closely with our alliance partners Microsoft, and we have a booth jointly joined to each other to look at what we call 000, which is around zero harm, zero waste and zero loss. Zero harm, obviously thinking about health and safety and thinking about cyber security. Zero loss, which is really looking at the value chain and how we can optimize the value chain when it comes to drilling, maintenance, production, etc. And then finally zero waste, which is looking at the recycling piece again. And then finally we're running a number of panels on digitalization, obviously linking closely to the oil and gas 4.0 topic to look at all the way from strategy and how we then execute some of these projects. There's been a lot of proof of concepts done in the region, but now we're looking to put these at scale and make them really benefit the companies and give them value back to the oil and gas and chemicals companies.
Great.
Okay, so our view at the moment is that there's a lot of focus on a lot of capital projects in the region, a big push into downstream obviously to improve the refining throughput as well. So that's a focus, and we're helping a number of companies with their downstream activities and some of the key projects they're trying to execute, whether it be helping the capital projects hit timelines, or it's actually looking at the throughput of the refineries in the future. So a lot of projects on that using digital. Everything we're doing right now is using digital, whether it's strategy work, it's consulting work, it's technology, or even some of the outsourcing work. Digital is now a core part of everything we're doing. I also think what's really important, and we discussed this in last ADIPEC, is the new digital workforce. So there's new roles coming up that weren't there 5 years ago. We need people that have skills in robotics now. We need more data scientists. The aging workforce is still there, and we need to bring some of the millennials into the workforce as well to make sure they get interested in this oil and gas industry, where sometimes they might want to go into the high tech. We need to get the millennials into the oil and gas industry. So the future of workforce is really important to us as well. I think it's progressing quite well. I think there's definitely a lot of graduates and interns coming through that want to go into this industry. We're seeing a lot of people very interested in all the new technologies that are being applied in the oil and gas and petrochemicals industry. There's still work to do, yeah, for sure. I mean, attracting all the really niche skills straight out of university is something that I think we can keep working on. Accenture's doing a number of partnerships right now with some universities and some Emirati institutions to make sure that we can keep progressing that, so we bring in more diversity, and that's not just in nationalization, but that's also the gender diversity as well. We want more females in our workforce as well. We have a target in Accenture to be 50-50 male-female by 2025. So that's something we're really pushing towards, as well as the gender diversity for Emiratis and Saudis in our Saudi practice, etc. I can't release the figures right now, but we have the gender diversity push, which is 50-50 by 2025, and also to have 25% of our leaders be female by 2025 as well. So there's a large push on that, and obviously that links into the Emiratization as well. Yeah, so obviously ADIPEC has been a big focus for us, as I say, for the last 2-3 years. We want to continue that partnership. We're very excited about this year. And we also do a lot of work with the Expo 2020 team, via our partners with Etisalat, Siemens and others. So we're getting ready for both things. So the launch next year in October is a key focus for us. Sure. Yeah, so Accenture has worked on a number of the digital partnerships with Expo 2020 and with our partners Etisalat as well. So we're helping them with a variety of projects to get ready for Expo, and then running some digital projects throughout Expo as well. So we're really interested to be the digitalization partner for lots of things across the Expo 2020. And then in the future, what happens post-Expo and in all the areas they've built into by there, we want to take part in that as well. So right now, I mean, yes, there's lots of challenges in the region, but right now, our business is growing. We're in growth mode from all the 5 sectors, from strategy all the way through to operations. I would say technology and digital are probably 2 of the largest because of the transformational projects that are happening in the region. Every one of our oil and gas chemicals clients is doing something transformational. whether it's to do with digital technologies, it's to do with the future workforce, it's to do with shared services, etc. So we're definitely seeing a growth right now, and we don't see that slowing down. So we're still looking to hire more people, attract people to Accenture, and build up our local workforce. Yeah, so it's a great question. We don't really see it like that. We see new roles being created. So obviously things like artificial intelligence and bots are taking over some tasks for sure, but they're more the tactical tasks. We think there's more strategic roles that are being created because of the need for productivity in the future. And also, as I said, there's roles coming up which weren't there a few years ago. I mean, data scientist, 5 years ago, no one really knew what that was, and now we need thousands of them. We're doing a lot of robotics right now in our industry, and they need maintenance engineers. So there's a lot more roles, I think, coming, which we need people to fill, which weren't there some period of time ago.